I feel much better about it. I feel like I have hope.
My name is Leela Scrivener. I'm a physical therapist at Lott Physical Therapy. I specialize in lymphedema therapy. And today I'm interviewing Peggy Manuel. She is a current patient, and she has experienced success with lymphedema treatments and would like to share her testimony. Peggy, can you tell me what life was like before you came to Lott Physical Therapy? Tell me about your symptoms of lymphedema, how it impacted your life before you started physical therapy.
Well, my leg felt real tight and heavy all the time. My clothes didn't fit right. I had to buy a bigger size just to fit this one leg. It takes me twice as long to get anything done before I could just whiz through it.
Tell me a little bit about how long you had been dealing with lymphedema and some of the products that you used and some of the treatments that you had before you came to Lott.
I've been dealing with lymphedema since 2017 after my cancer and radiation treatments. And before I came to Lott's, I just was struggling to just do day-to-day things, and it wasn't very pleasant. And I've used the pump, 2 different kinds of pumps, and that helps some, but not a lot. And I use the compression hose, but after a while, trying to get those on, you just give up. And Dr. Leela has impressed on me how important it is to use those.
So before you started therapy, what were your primary concerns with your lymphedema? What kind of things worried you?
Well, it kept me from going out so much, because climbing stairs is a no-no, and I trip a lot. So, if I don't really want to do it, I just don't do it. And as far as treatment, I've had some treatment before, but not like you do, and it always came back.
Yes.
So, but you've shown me how to do my own treatments.
So Peggy, when you first started, you told me you had a little bit of apprehension about therapy. Tell me a little bit about your apprehensions as far as whether or not you thought it would work, or I know you had, like you expressed before, you had done a lot of treatments before. So tell me a little bit about your apprehension starting it again this time.
Well, I was willing to try it, of course, but I thought, well, probably if it works, it's not going to last. So, but Dr. Lott, I talked to Dr. Lott, and he said he had a specialist, so I decided to give it a try.
Okay, so since you began therapy with me here at Lott's, tell me some of the things that stood out. I know you kind of mentioned the manual lymphatic drainage and some things that you had not had before. Tell me some of the things that, treatment-wise, that you've experienced here at Lott compared to previous treatments that stood out the most, that you felt most beneficial, most effective for you.
Well, the one that helped the most, I think, is the therapy that told me it had to go through my armpits instead of the groin, because I was concentrating on the groin, and now I know that it has to go through the armpits. That was a big plus for me. And I just like all the things we do here. I feel good when I leave.
So Peggy, what I heard you say is that you kind of felt a little bit more empowered with the manual lymphatic drainage. And that was kind of a sense of, when you started, you didn't feel like you had much power. You had tools, but you didn't really know exactly how to use those tools. Is that what you would agree with? So to touch on the lymphatic drainage, you said you had some lymph nodes removed here in your groin. And so you were receiving lymphatic drainage, but it was just from the waist down, or from the groin down. Is that correct?
Yes.
So how I educated Peggy was, because lymphedema is basically, the definition means you either have lost lymphatic vessels or you have lymphatic vessels that have been damaged. And so Peggy was treating her lymphedema, and she was doing massage below the damaged area. So how the manual lymphatic drainage works is if you have a damaged area, you're rerouting where the lymphatic fluid drains. So if it's damaged at the groin, you have to reroute it. You do a massage above that affected area into the abdomen, into the under the armpits, to the axilla, into the neck, and the different drainage stations where you have lymph nodes. Lymphatic vessels are all throughout your body, so they're like little branches. And as far as the branches, what you create is called an anastomosis. The anastomosis is basically little pathways where you're going around where it's blocked, and you're creating those new pathways where you can go to those draining stations and have a more effective decongestion of the limb. All right, so Peggy, since you began therapy, tell me how you've noticed an impact in your life since you started with the lymphatic massage, with the compression. Have you noticed any changes in pain? Have you noticed any changes in how your clothes fit, how you walk, the heaviness of your leg?
Mm-hmm.
Go into a little bit of that.
Well, I think after getting some of this fluid off, it's easier to walk, of course. And I've noticed a little change in my clothes, not a lot, but every little bit helps. And it's easier to get around for me, you know?
Okay, so Peggy, just kind of going into what you said as far as feeling a little bit more mobile. I know I asked you a questionnaire at the beginning of treatment about how the lymphedema affects your social life. And
Mm-hmm.
recently you had your 4th of July parade in your neighborhood. Tell me a little bit about how, since you've had treatment, how your mobility was in that particular event.
Well, the parade was really big and really nice, and I usually go to since I'm in charge of it, I go to every entrance and thank them for coming. But this year I couldn't do that because if I try to walk long distances, it just wears me out, so I can't do that. But I could walk a little more this year than I could last year, so that was a big help. I feel much better about it. I feel like I have hope.
Okay, so Peggy, you told me last year, around June this time last year, you had suffered from cellulitis. Cellulitis basically is your tissue, your skin cells become infected when you have lymphedema because there's so much space between the cells because of the fluid. So tell me a little bit about how prepared you feel now as far as having compression, having the size of your limb smaller. How do you feel? Do you feel prepared? Do you feel fearful at all of a recurrence with cellulitis?
Well, I've had it more than once. The first time I had it, I didn't know what it was. And I had a slight fever and was really tired and just wanted to sleep for 2 or 3 days, you know. And we were on vacation and we should have gone to the hospital, but we didn't know we were supposed to. So the next time I got it, somebody told me that if you ever get this again, go straight to the hospital. So last June, it happened again. I had come home from a treatment of Gamma Guard for the neuropathy, and I went straight to bed, which was in the middle, 5 o'clock. I got up at 8 o'clock and I showed my husband what my leg looked like. He said, well, we're going to the hospital. He knew what it was. I knew what it was. I knew I needed to get fluids as fast as I could. And so that's what I did. Mm-hmm. And I know what to look for now. Mm-hmm. So I don't have any issues with that.
Perfect. The other part with the cellulitis is making sure you have that appropriate compression, because last year mm-hmm. you were not wearing your garments. Mm-mm. So do you feel more confident this year, other than, you know, having more fluids and knowing the signs and symptoms of how to manage a recurrence?
I do. I need to wear my compression every day, whether I like it or not.
Peggy, so if someone watching this was recently diagnosed with lymphedema or had been suffering with swelling, what's one thing you would want them to know based on your experiences?
Well, I think the first thing I'd want them to know that there is help out there, and find a qualified doctor and get get the experience of how to do the lymphedema massages yourself, and that helps a lot. And just get educated. I've even gone to Tyler, and when Dr. Lott mentioned this, I was like, oh Lord, I've been to everybody in the county. I haven't had any success until I got word of Dr. Leela here, and I was so excited to find her. I just want people to know there is help. If you search long enough, you're going to find it.
Hey Peggy, I appreciate you giving me this time today. I just have one more question for you. If you could talk to yourself when you were first diagnosed with lymphedema, what would you say?
Well, when I first got diagnosed with lymphedema, I thought there's a doctor somewhere that can help me, but nobody offered that help. So I was kind of like on my own to try to find somebody. And boy, it's a chore because there's not many professionals out there that do this. I mean, they are really scarce and specialized when you find them. And Dr. Lee is the only one I found at Lott PT.
So with that being said, Peggy, how would you have, it sounds like you had a lot of discouragement and you hit a lot of roadblocks, a lot of closed doors. How would you encourage yourself, Peggy in 2017, who was just diagnosed, how would you encourage yourself today?
Well, I think I just keep looking for somebody that would help me. And actually, my husband goes to Dr. Lott's in Fairfield, and I was just sitting there watching him, and he noticed my leg and said, hey, we got a great doctor over here in Corsicana. Why don't you give her a try? So I thought about it a couple of days, and I thought, I've tried everything else. Why not try her? And it's been a great experience.
So Peggy, I appreciate you taking the time to let me interview you and saying so many great things authentically about your experiences here at Lott and with your lymphedema management. One thing I would like to share with others watching is, and what I learned from your testimony is, don't give up, stay encouraged. There is a specialist here in Corsicana, Leela Scrivener, and there's help for you to be managed. Stay encouraged and be empowered, and come see us here at Lott.